It's Josephine reporting for UFC Vegas 107. Live from the gutter. Just went and predicted 3 fights correctly at UFC Vegas 106 at the Apex. I'm ambitious to get back into the win column and to do better than whatever the hell I did last week. Taking so many underdogs. I took 7 betting underdogs. I think 1 underdog won at UFC Vegas 106. UFC Vegas 107? Hate to say it. I think a couple underdogs are coming through. Maybe 4 to 5 underdogs on this event. I'm taking them as a pick, low confidence or not. I'm going to pick an underdog. Not one of them, 4 of them, 5 of them to win on this event. We got 11 fights. 1 fight got switched up a little bit. We'll talk about that. It's on the main card. We're going to start it off like we always do with the prelim opener. This one's in the women's strawweight division. 9-7. Elise Ardelean is an underdog, and she's fighting Rayanne de Santos, 14-8. Low-level women's fight. Give me the women's underdog here. Lost to the higher-level girl, Melissa Martinez, in her last fight. Melissa Martinez was 7-1. Beat Ardelean by a unanimous decision. Ardelean had moments in that fight that she showed that she can push forward, win this fight. You look at de Santos coming off a split decision to Puja Tomar. I can't make an argument for her to win as a favorite. Nah. I'm siding with the women's strawweight underdog, who's 9-7, Elise Ardelean, to start off UFC Vegas 107 at the Apex. Second fight of the night. This fight is between 2 fighters that were on Dana White's Contender Series. That's kicking back up here in August. I'll be predicting each and every Dana White's Contender Series event, so stay tuned for those breakdowns and predictions. In this fight, Mederos 10-1. He's looking pretty good off the Dana White's Contender Series. Just picked up a win to Austin Hubbard. He was tested late in that fight. Won a split decision. He still got it done. I think he will get it done in this fight. But for some reason, he's an underdog in this fight. Now, this one doesn't quite make sense. The odds are quite wide on the first couple fights here. And I am taking the betting underdog. Bolaji has not impressed me. Just got submitted in round 1 to Chris Duncan. Duncan, he is a dog. He just won versus, who was the English fighter that everybody had as a favorite? What's his name there? Drawn blanks. Jordan Vucinic. So people are counting out Chris Duncan. But Bolaji, he still didn't look good versus Timothy Kwamba in a split decision win. I think MarQuel Mederos is higher level than Timothy Kwamba. And if this fight goes the distance, Mederos should do enough. He should be the better fighter. IQ-wise, be more technical to land a higher percentage of shots on the feet. Being the better boxer. The dog just dropped his bone. I'm out here picking underdogs again. We'll see how it goes. I even like the fact that MarQuel Mederos is training at Factory X. Likely the better gym. Bolaji seems to be training at Valon team. Some unknown gym fighting out of Belgium. Yeah, I'm going with the guy training at Factory X. Plus 160 underdog. MarQuel Mederos. The third fight at UFC Vegas 107 is a dog that seems to be barking. 21-9, Kurt Holobaugh. I know he's 2-7 in the UFC. Not great. But Jordan Leavitt, 11-3, is a fighter I would leave alone as a favorite. Coming off a submission loss. He struggles in the grappling department. Kurt Holobaugh is good. Very good in the grappling department. I could even see Kurt Holobaugh getting a submission win. Benson's going wild upstairs. I think the underdogs are going to win to start off UFC Vegas 107. But last week I was horribly wrong. Same thing could happen here. Although this week I am more confident in these reads than the previous event. A lot more confident this week. Holobaugh has a lot of fight left in him. He just won the Ultimate Fighter. Jordan is not a trustable fighter on the feet. I like Kurt Holobaugh in this fight. Prelim fight, underdog. Give me 3 underdogs to start off UFC Vegas 107. If you don't like it, if you think it's crazy, that's fine. That's completely fine. Leave it alone. But one of them will be the dog of the week. And I'll let you know who the dog of the week is at the end of the show. Stay tuned for the Prop Fiend Show. Friday, live stream, 8 p.m. Eastern time on Friday with the MMA Husky Hustler. Giving out the props. I'll give you the locks again. Maybe some parlays. So join the live stream. I'm going to be cutting my hair. Buzzing it down. Probably with scissors. I think I got scissors in here. Yeah. I said if the locks didn't hit on the Prop Fiend Show, I was cutting my hair. Well, the locks definitely did not hit. They were horribly wrong. So I'm cutting my hair, potentially with scissors. Join the live stream Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern time with the MMA Husky Hustler. Next fight. This fight could potentially be a fight that one of us lock in as a prop. Andreas, Gustafsson. Odds not out yet. They might be. I don't see them. Because he's fighting Trevin Giles on short notice. Giles on a losing streak. I can't pick him to win. I expect him to be a pretty big underdog here. And he should get finished, but I actually see him surviving. He's not that bad. Gustafsson coming off the Dana White's Contender Series, off a win to a fighter that's not UFC caliber at all. Pat Pitlick, Canadian. Little soy. Gustafsson, easy work of him. Made easy work of the soy Canadian. But he probably won't make easy work of Trevin Giles. Back against the wall. Fighting for a contract to stay in the UFC. Likely staying away on most of the bets here. But maybe if a juicy bet on Andreas Gustafsson by a decision is available, I'm going to do something with that. Little single bet, something like that. Sprinkle down on it. If it's worth it. If there's value there, I do see him going 15 minutes and winning this fight over Trevin Giles, who's not known to get finished. He just went to a unanimous decision with Mike Malott, who made easy work of Charles Radke. People had Radke in that fight. So let's give some credit to Trevin Giles in this one. Hopefully he can survive and Gustafsson gets it done. Unanimous decision. No sweat, no split decision. I think 34 years old, hungry to make a name for himself in the UFC. He's going to push forward, get it done from Sweden as well. Training hard. Give me Andreas Gustafsson in this fight. Gustafsson. He's getting it done in the prelims. Next fight, 50-50 fight. Flip a coin here. I don't want too much action when it comes to betting. Putting my hard-earned money on this fight. You got Macy Chiasson, Ketlen Vieira. Maybe the props. Ketlen Vieira decision. Macy Chiasson inside the distance. Likely round 1 or 2 by a submission. Macy Chiasson gets after it. That's what I'm worried about. She has a 4-inch reach advantage in this fight. She hasn't seen the upper echelon of the division yet. She just got past Mera Buena Silva. Another finish win, round 2. She's looking good. On a win streak, looking for her 4th consecutive win here. And I think she might get it done. But Ketlen Vieira is the pick. Low confidence decision. Opened as the favorite. She has more experience versus upper echelon fighters in the women's bantamweight division. And I think she can barely get it done. You know, she's a big boxer. Tough to get down and to take down control. Macy Chiasson, if she doesn't get a takedown or get it going in the first 2 rounds, by round 3, it's going to be too late. Now, the reach advantage isn't in Ketlen Vieira's favor. That's probably going to cause her to not get into close boxing range. Macy Chiasson to maybe throw those kicks up the middle. We got to be careful of that. Be careful on this fight in general. I don't want to bet. For a prediction, low confidence, I think Ketlen Vieira can barely get it done. Although the bets might be, and the value might be, Macy Chiasson, round 1 or 2 by a submission. We'll see how it goes. We'll see what the props are saying later in the week. So join the Prop Fiend show, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, Friday, with the Husky Hustler. We'll give out our most confident props on the prelims, main card, and throw in a value prop in there as well. Also, I'm cutting my hair. Cutting the hair on the live stream. 8 p.m. Eastern Time Friday. The hair has to go. The flow has to go. The flow has to go. No more flow. But this guy, Jafel Filho, he has the flow. And he might be the lock of the week. Most confident pick on the card, and the odds don't make sense. Plus 140 right now. They just don't make sense from what I've researched my whole week off. I think he gets it done. Very confident. Allan Nascimeto, 20-6, has been fairly inactive. Has not fought in over 2 years. And he fought Carlos Hernandez. I think he's fought the lower caliber competition as well. So lower level competition, more inactive. I'm taking Jafel Filho, lock of the week, with another fighter as a favorite. But this guy is an underdog right now. Odds don't make sense. And the odds seem to be staying where they're at. 240 plus 140 for Filho in a fight that I think he definitely wins and dominates. Likely finds the finish in this one. He's been finishing fighters, but Nascimento is a step up in competition. This won't be as easy as I think it'll be, but maybe it will be. This is a fight where Nascimento has been way too inactive to even consider picking him to win as a favorite. I'm siding with Filho, high confidence. Like I said multiple times already, and he will be the lock of the week. One of them at UFC Vegas. 107. Let's go. A couple underdogs are going to win. Last week it didn't go good. But this week, it's going to win. It's going to pay off. Eventually, it'll pay off. I got to pick the fighters that I actually think are going to win here. I make the picks before looking at the odds. Just so happens, I'm picking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 underdogs. So, let's see how the main card goes. Looking to get some money here on the main card. Starting it off with a middleweight bash between Dusko Todorovic, plus 225 underdog, and Reese. And when he fights a guy that's powerful, like we seen in his last fight, he gets knocked out. Bakoyev made easy work of him. And it's hard to trust him against a powerful, dangerous striker in Dusko Todorovic. Dusko could darn well do the same thing here. Explosive power. Land the shot round 1. Dusko is another guy, do or die, back against the wall. And I don't know if I want to count him out just yet. I've had faith in him earlier in his career. Yeah, he's fought some tough guys in his last couple fights. On a losing streak. But I feel like he still has more to do inside the UFC. I'm taking Todorovic to win this fight by knockout. Reese has shown the lesser durability. I mean, he doesn't handle being the nail very good. He's a good hammer, but when it comes to being a nail, he does not handle the punishment very well. He gets pounded out just like he did in his last fight. Dusko has had a 6-month layoff now. He should be ready to get back into the octagon and prove that he's still UFC caliber. He's only lost his last 2 fights, but his last win was to Jordan Wright. Not a great win. Beverly Hills Ninja.
Miami Ninja.
And Maki Patolo, 13-8. The wins for Dusko aren't great, don't get me wrong. However, back against the wall, needing the win. Only losses to Chidi Njokuani, Christian Leroy Duncan, Mansour Abdul Malik. Those were 3 credible losses. No shame in that. Reese, he got slammed to Cody Brundage. Only a year ago. A year and 5 months ago. And he beat Jose Medina by a decision. Cardio was good in that fight, but Medina, he's a human punching bag that's just walking forward. I don't credit a Medina win, not even a Julian Marquez win. 9-4, Julian Marquez got knocked out 11 months ago to Zach Reese, but I don't think Dusko's going down like that. He's better than those 2 wins, and if he does go down like that and he loses, I would say he gets submitted because Zach Reese has the advantage when it comes to grappling. If he gets a takedown early in this fight, has more energy, gets into a dangerous position, I do expect him to try to land a submission, potentially have success with that submission. However, I'm not hesitating to pick him to win this fight over the savage Zach Reese. Reese's Pieces, Zach Reese. Zach. Reese's Pieces, Reese. This is going to be sweet when Todorovic knocks him out. We're getting good odds on that. I would say, since he is a 3-1 underdog in this fight. Main card opener. You know it's going to be a burner. They're going to be throwing punches and bunches. And I don't know if Zach Reese can handle that adversity. I don't think he can. But he could prove me wrong, get a takedown, and get it done. We'll see what happens. Next fight, we got Billy Ray Goff. Ramiz Brahimaj. No odds yet on this one. It was a rumored fight, but it's now a scheduled fight. Brahimaj, he was supposed to fight Oban Elliott. Visa issues there. Visa issues for Sung Hung Ko Kok. There was issues going on there. He had visa issues as well. So Billy Ray Goff gets Ramiz Brahimaj in a fight he should definitely win, be a lock of the week. Younger fighter, 6 years younger. He's looking good other than the last fight. Coming off a loss, he should adjust to that type of fight. He fought a taller fighter with a huge reach advantage. In this fight, he's not going to have that adversity to go through. So he should just run through Ramiz Brahimaj. Go through him, knock him out. Potential submission in this fight. I would say knockout. Ramiz Brahimaj has been knocked out before round 3. It likely comes earlier than that because the forward pressure of Billy Ray Goff. So I would say Billy Ray makes easy work of this soon-to-be reject UFC fighter, Ramiz Brahimaj. Easy work. Round 1 or 2. Knockout. Official call. Round 1 or 2 knockout. Same call here. Actually, round 3 is live for Billy Goff. I'd say any round, you're safe on any round KO prop, Billy Goff. But stay tuned for the Prop Fiend show later in the week, Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time with the MMA Husky Hustler. We're giving you each and every prelim prop, main card prop, value prop that we are confident in. 3 each, and we'll give out some parlays as well. Next fight is a favorite, growing as a favorite, and I would have thought maybe people would go against him at 37 years old. Dustin Jacoby. Now, you would think people would fade him at 37 years old, but he's won his last fight. Proven. Already proven. He still kind of got it. Beat Petrino, knockout, right cross, beautiful shot. Round 3, fight was getting boring, but he got it done. And in this fight, Bruno Lopes went to a decision. In his last fight, it was boring. He couldn't make anything really happen, but he was winning the fight. A couple takedowns, control time. I believe in that fight to win the fight. His striking looked pretty good against Gadzia Sulov. But Jacoby has so much experience, especially in the kickboxing, before the UFC. Now, his record proves that he's been there, done that, has been in the octagon with many fighters. In the UFC, he's been around for a while now, and he has fought the better competition by far, in my opinion. Lead me to believe why the money's coming in, but you got to be careful. He is an older fighter. We've seen him struggle before, and we've seen him get knocked out before. So when I see this much action coming in, I'm a little hesitant to throw him in each and every parlay. I would lean towards the knockout prop because that's obviously how we all see this fight ending. Bruno Lopes, he got knocked out to Brenson Ribeiro. So if a guy like Lopes is getting knocked out to Brenson Ribeiro, I got to think Dustin Jacoby can knock him out sooner rather than later in this fight. If he doesn't knock him out early, we might be biting our nails. Cheeks a little puckered. So that's why I say knockout or bust. Play the knockout prop. You get a much better number. Probably plus money instead of the 157 we're seeing right now. He won in round 3, knockout in his last fight, showing he just doesn't knock everybody out in round 1. So, round 1, round 2, round 3 is covered with a simple knockout prop on Dustin Jacoby in this fight. I forecast that is how he gets it done, and that's going to be my official call. Likely round 1, sooner rather than later. Lopes seems sloppy in the striking department, and Jacoby is just too seasoned. He's been knocked out before, but to high-level guys like Dominic Reyes, Kennedy Nzechukwu, lost a unanimous decision to Azamat Mirzakhanov, 12-0. No shame in that. And then he lost to Alonzo Menifield. Powerful striker with takedowns. I mean, that was a tough fight as well. And he actually didn't get knocked out to Kennedy Nzechukwu. He knocked out Kennedy Nzechukwu, who was a big fighter, big reach advantage. So you can't really count out Jacoby, even if he's fighting a specimen of a human being. And I don't think Bruno Lopes is a specimen for 205. He could be fighting at 185. Not a big reach advantage on him. 6'2". He looked like a guy that might have ate a little bit too much at the McDonald's alley. So, if he cut a little bit more weight, he might be able to fight at a different weight class. But maybe he's big boned. He's a pretty big underdog. And I'm not chewing on that bone. Next fight. I mean, I've chewed on many underdog bones already. I think I'm done picking and betting on these underdogs for right now. Co-main event, we got Mateusz Gamrot, 24-3 versus Ludovic Klein. Ludovic Klein's a guy taking a step up in competition. Gamrot taking a step down in competition. There's the pick. I'm taking Gamrot to win this fight off a fight. Split decision. He should have won. Split decision loss. He maybe should have won the fight. But I'm not a judge. I'm no judge. It was a close fight. Dan Hooker, I don't know if he deserved it. He got it done, though. RDA, unanimous decision loss. Gamrot got lucky to Fazeev. Knocked him out with the leg injury there. A split decision win. Nail biter to Jalen Turner. Kind of got wobbled in that fight. I mean, he hasn't really proved he's the next guy at 155 to even deserve a title shot. So we're not talking about this guy potentially being a champion, deserving of a title shot. He ain't nowhere close to any of that talk. 34 years old. He has a lot of work to do. He lacks a 2-inch reach advantage in this fight. And he's live to get finished. All right, because he's been cracked before. Ludovic Klein hits hard. He's a powerful striker. Ludovic Klein pushes forward in his fights. But he's fought Thiago Moises, Roosevelt Roberts, AJ Cunningham. You know, low-level guys his last 3 fights. Massive step up in competition. He likely comes up short, loses this fight by a decision. Gamrot, on the other side, does not want to see the judges' scorecards. He could make a statement in this fight. So looking for the inside the distance prop potentially on a favorite, growing favorite, Mateusz Gamrot. Not too much to talk about. I expect Gamrot to get back into the win column as a favorite, growing favorite like I just said, and get it done. Klein won his last 4 fights. You know, it's time for a loss. You know, everybody suffers defeat at one point. He nearly lost in a fight that he should have definitely won versus Jai Herbert. It went to a draw majority decision. Ludovic Klein has had many fights where he hasn't looked that good, hasn't lived up to the potential. And Gamrot, he's been facing high-level fighters, the higher-level competition. Looking good or not, he's still a very good fighter. Dominant pace. He sets the pressure. He sets the pace in the fight. And I got to go with him to get it done. Now, the main event, Aaron Blanchfield of Macy Barber. Women's flyweight fight, title implications on the line. I would say both of these fighters winning lately. They have been winning. And they both look like fighters that I would not want to face if I was a girl in this division. Now we talk about Macy Barber. She has a lot of decision wins and not as many finishes as I thought. She just finished Amanda Ribas round 2, ground and pound. Split decision win to Andrea Lee. Jessica I, unanimous decision win. And a decision win to Montana De La Rosa. Ketlen Chookagian. Miranda Maverick. Yeah, maybe not the finisher that I thought. She's not really beating down the girls like I thought. She lost to Roxanne Modafferi, 2020. Modafferi was 23-16. What a loss that was. And then she came back and lost to Alexa Grasso. 2021, the next fight. Went on the big win streak after those 2 losses. But low-level competition. You know what I'm saying? Finishing upside does not seem to be there. We talk about Blanche Fieldhoff. We start to see some finishes on her record. Off a win to Rose Namajunas, unanimous decision, dominate, takedowns, control time, striking looking better. And before that fight, she was off a close fight with Manon Farrow. She lost a decision. Before that one, she beat Talia Santos, unanimous decision. And then you see her submit Jessica Andrade, Molly McCann, JJ Aldrich. 3 submission wins in a row. Her submission upside is there in this fight. Barber is a girl that can get herself put into danger. And beware, Blanchfield could take advantage of that. She gets the takedowns in this fight. That's the official forecast. Blanche Fieldhoff, OV in her last name. Yeah, she gets the takedowns that she needs in this fight to get it done. She's been in the octagon with the higher level competition. More experienced girls like Jessica Andrade, Talia Santos, Manon Farrow, Rose Namajunas, and Macy Barber. The highest level girl she's been in there with was Ketlen Chookagian, Jessica I, Roxanne Modafferi, and she lost that one. So I can't take Macy Barber as an underdog in the main event in this fight here. Give me Erin Blanchfield. Make sure to like the video. Subscribe if you have not yet. We're getting close to 1,000 subscribers. We get to 1,000 on Instagram, 1,000 on YouTube, and I'm doing a giveaway. I'll do a video separate for the giveaway, and then we can keep track of what we're going to do. Join Discord. It's absolutely free. I'll let you know what we're going to do. Dogs of the week are barking. Locks of the week are ready to win. I'm very ambitious to get the win at the Apex this week. Off a all-time bad week, I'm not going to be the one to lose confidence, lose energy. I've had some of the best weeks. I've had some of the best streaks. And that just brings back a memory to earlier on in the show when I said I was going to give out the dog of the week officially, the lock of the week. Well, officially the dog of the week, I'm taking Kurt Holobaugh, most confident underdog, plus 140, 240. Hopefully we can get a better number. Maybe it goes to 262, plus 162. Locks of the week, they're looking like Jafel, Filho, Billy Ray Goff. Goff, no official odds yet on him, so we're waiting to see what the double bet odds are going to turn out to be. Right now, Filho is sitting at 240. Same price as Kurt Holobaugh, plus 140. As an underdog, I got to risk it for the biscuit. I've been saying it all month, last month, probably the month before. But I got to trust in myself, my instincts. I don't know why Filho is not a favorite. I'm taking him as a lock of the week. I have way more confidence in him as well than I did last week in Sodik Yusquif and Carlos Hernandez. Way more confidence in Jafel Filho over in Allan Nascimeto. Let's get it. Fight Fiends and forecasters. You know what time it is. Comment your most confident parlay. Lock in plus 100 odds or above. Hashtag F3 and drop your parlay in the comment section below. Put the hashtag and make sure that parlay is plus 100 odds or above. In a tiebreaker, the greatest odds will get the win. That means plus 500 is better than plus 400. So make sure you make it juicy. A nice 5 alive parlay and get after it. $100 is free for the taking. I'm a man of the word. I'm going to shave my head with scissors on the live stream Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time with the Husky Hustler. I've gave him $100 once already, almost twice. You can ask Bryn Ray. I'm a man of my word. I'm funding her. I gave her $300 already, so potentially $400 this week. Her parlay was the closest at UFC Vegas 106. A complete train wreck for me and many others. But Bryn Ray, a potential winning week for her. So make sure to check out her comment below if she's entering the lock parlay. And don't fade Bryn Ray. She gets those bags. And where's Frank Bush? Where's my guy Frank Bush? Shout out to him. Being active in the comments. Helping with the algorithm. I couldn't do it without you, buddy. We're almost to 1,000. We're almost there, buddy. We're almost there. Thanks to everybody subscribing. New subscribers. People liking the video as well. It goes a long way. Make sure to stay forecasted. I'm giving you the props later in the week with the Husky Hustler. 8 p.m. Eastern Time on Friday. Be there. Be square. But we're going to be sharp this week.